Hello, Pharma Life family. Here we are again.
Hi, family.
Here we are in July again. There's a lot of deep healing going on this month, and you know it's been an honor. This guy has been with us now, closing in on 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, ladies and gentlemen, this is Ron Zeller.
Hi, everyone.
Zeller.
Ron was like the Wayne Dyer of the 1970s. He's an inspirational speaker. He spoke on the circuit. How to change your life. He's inspired thousands and thousands of people. He's written a book, Aged or Ageless, right? Aging or Ageless. It's about the mind.
Yeah.
This guy really sinks deep into the mind and how the mind affects behavior, and we'll talk to him about that in a little bit. But Ron, first, talk to us a little bit about how you found our place.
Well, I hate to do this, but
Fire away.
I was going to go to a place in Puerto Rico
Uh-huh.
that I've been to before, a Ann Wigmore clinic, but they were filled. So I started looking around, and somebody I know wanted to get the least expensive place possible. And I said, I researched all I could. You find it if you want. Somebody in my family. And she got a girlfriend of hers looking, and this was the most for the least. That's how we found it. Research on the web.
All right.
Nice.
And
The most for the least.
Yeah,
That's right. It's true.
perfectly what I wanted.
Yep. And that's the mission and the vision here, right? Affordability, but we don't play around here. I mean, you get a lot for what you pay for sure.
Yeah.
And so let's talk a little bit about that. You came here, you had some health troubles, and you've managed to improve quite a bit. So
well, can we just acknowledge you have survived 2 bouts of
yeah,
cancer?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This guy's, he got asked to leave
Stomach
hospice.
cancer in 1992, given about 1 year, and then got through that on my own without the Western medical approach. And then 5 years ago, diagnosed with terminal stage 4 lung cancer and given about 8 months to live 5 years ago.
And you never have done chemo or radiation. What's it called, right?
Nope.
I'm not going to put poison into my system that kills more people than the disease.
So this guy immediately just said, and so he's been using these approaches to heal himself. And look, here he is.
And we really love your hospice story.
Tell your hospice story.
Well, okay. I love my own stories.
Yeah.
A little over a year ago, I got bad pneumonia. So I went to Huntsman Cancer Clinic, and a team of doctors looked me over and called my wife aside, said 2 weeks at the most. So I decided not to burden my family by dying at home and go to hospice. They have one hospice in the state of Utah where you can go and live. Most of them are a program where they send someone to your home, like a home nurse. But they have one in Salt Lake. So I went there to live. So there I am, and my wife channels. So we channeled in the spirit of a dead samurai, Musashi, from the 16th century. If you're watching this and you don't know what it's about, too bad. But in any event, I asked him, was I going to live or die? Because I was in this place with about 30 other people waiting to die in various stages. Every day, someone would die. And he said nothing. Paused long, and then he said, choose. So I didn't think I had any choice, neither did my wife, but I chose to live. So next day I went out and got out of my bed, and I walked for about 3 minutes. Next day, 5. Then about a week later, my son, Dr. Ryan Zeller from Reno, came to visit me. He said, what are you doing in bed? I said, well, hospice, kind of waiting to die. He said, "You wrote a book on the ageless life. What are you going to do about it today? To be ageless?"
Nice.
I don't know. I know. You're going to the airport and you're jumping out of an airplane. So I called and made an appointment, and I went to the airport and went skydiving that day.
That's awesome.
What a cool son.
And yeah, he's a doctor, talk straight.
Yep.
After that, I kept exercising more. Nurse said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm walking, exercising." She said, "People don't come here to exercise. Nobody." I told my wife that day, "Bring some of my weights from home." So I started lifting weights too.
Nice.
After a couple of weeks, doctor said, "Something's wrong here. You're getting stronger than the nurses. I think you're in the wrong place." So after about a month, I graduated to rehab, where you go if they think there's hope for you yet. And they strengthen you. A couple hours in the morning, a couple hours in the afternoon.
That's
You
fantastic.
got kicked out of hospice.
Got
Yeah.
kicked out. Ron Zeller got kicked out of hospice. You gotta love that. This guy's tough. He's inspired me. I've had so many great conversations with him. He has led a really amazing life and inspired so many, and inspired a lot of our guests here. So you came here, you had some, let's talk a little bit about that now. You had some pain, you had some things going on.
Well, a lot of pain.
Yeah, I
All
know.
over my body. Like I drive down the rough road to get here,
Yep.
and man, yeah, I had a lot of pain.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things I want to handle. I got very little pain now. I get pain if I walk further than I'm used to, but pain is being handled.
That's
Also,
fantastic.
I couldn't talk very much. That's getting better, slowly. Plus there's an operation I can do to improve it even more, my voice.
You were going to do that in June, and because of your experience here, you opted out.
Right.
Decided to come here first and see if I could handle it with some of the equipment you have here, which
Right.
is very healing.
Yeah, sure is.
And sometimes I break through, and my voice is very clear.
Yeah.
Not too clear right now, but sometimes
Yeah.
you heard me speak up there, dining hall,
Yep.
clear.
Yep.
You're singing New York, New York.
Yeah.
Anything else that's improved while you've been here?
Well, I came here with a commitment to get healthy and well. And I was doing it like I do everything else, driven. I had long lists of protocol, things to do every day when I started here. What I got was freedom. Freedom from being driven and being able to let go. I came here knowing I knew everything. Now I know almost nothing. Maybe nothing. And I keep letting go more and more. So one of the biggest things I got here is the freedom to move past just working on the body in a driven way, to take on a spiritual healing approach,
Nice.
which is, I had the space to do that here. I had everything handled, the food, the sun, the air, the water, place to walk, exercise. So I could just focus in on life other than how I normally live it in the U.S., watching the news, worrying about the next war, watching TVs of violence, just getting out of that whole world has been so freeing.
Oh, that's fantastic. Wow. Man.
I do remember when we told you to throw away your list. Stop making lists.
Yeah, no more
Let
lists.
it go.
No more lists. His new list was like give hugs, smile, random acts of kindness.
Well,
He's been
that's-
doing that here.
That's another thing I got, was
Yep.
the real essentials that I heard about, talked about, but wasn't really experiencing, like loving, like listening, like joy, and I'm just a beginner at that, but I am beginning.
That's
And,
beautiful.
I'm really experiencing more and more being a space of love and letting love in.
That's awesome, Ron. That's great. So what are you gonna do when you head out of here? You're leaving on Friday.
I'm going into rehab. Now, what I mean by that, I mean at home, I'm going to work out concentratedly, but not drivenly, 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the afternoon to strengthen endurance and strength. I get checked out physically, and then it's up for grabs.
Yep.
I'll go spend time with some of my sons.
Yep. Gonna give him some hugs.
Well, yeah, I was going
Love
to say
up on
that
him.
when you mentioned
Yep.
more hugs, more love. And
Right.
He's gonna love up on his family.
Going back to your family now.
That's right.
Yep.
And that
Yeah.
feels right to everyone
Oh,
here.
it's
It's time for you to go be with
Funny,
them.
you know?
Yeah.
I felt like I was going to be here forever.
Yeah.
And because I had a whole bunch of time ahead of me.
Right.
And it felt good. But now, I got a few days ahead of me. And I'm clear I'm going back. And that feels perfect.
See, it's just
Perfect timing. Listening instead of driven.
I am. He's going back. He's gonna love up on his sons. He's gonna love
That's
up on his
right.
family.
And here's a taste of my new voice,
Yes.
too.
Wait, let's do it.
It's coming
Start
through.
spreading the news. I'm
I'm leaving
leaving
today.
today.
I'm
gonna
gonna make a time of it. New
New
York,
York,
New
New
York.
York. Ron and I used to sing that all the time so he could practice his voice, dropping the deep ends of his voice.
Yeah,
Ron, you've been a great inspiration to the guests on the farm,
Right.
myself, my wife.
Yes.
It's been great having you here, man.
my
I'm going to
pleasure.
miss you.
We are going to miss you and stay in touch.
Please.
Promise.
Okay.
Please, please.
Love you, everybody.
Love you.
Bye now.